Hey everybody, welcome to The Piano Speaks, the channel where we talk about everything piano and music. Today I'm going to be showing you 2 easy little tips you can use to really improve your playing and just impress the people you want to show. So without any further ado, here are 2 simple tips you can start applying right away. Okay, let's get right into the first tip, shall we? So the first thing I would say to do is to kind of break up your chords. What I mean by that is instead of playing regular chords all the time with a melody, actually break up the chords just a little bit, do broken chords. And so in that way you get a little bit more motion and as well a little bit of flow. So let me give you an example. For now, let me just use, let's say Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Okay, so here we go. Right? Okay, and that doesn't sound half bad. The only thing is that it sounds a little static. It sounds a little bit dry, kind of uninteresting. And so what I mean by break up your chords is, let me just show you. Okay, so what did you notice there? Well, the most glaring difference I did, I think you might agree, is that instead of playing just regular chords, I actually broke them up a little bit. So I went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and down, and up, down, and that's the last chord. So that creates a little bit of a moving motion, you know? Instead of it being so still, you can just play the chords broken, right? Instead of playing them as chords by themselves. The other tip in here is that you can also add the chords in the right hand. So instead of just playing the melody notes, you can add some of the chords in the right hand. So. Okay, and I would recommend if you have one hand doing the broken chords and the other hand doing the chords as well, then make these chords in the melody hand solid and the ones in the harmony hand broken. So. So that's the first tip. The second tip requires a little bit of knowledge of music theory or just a really good ear in general. So what you would do here is you actually add a couple other chords into the tune to make it sound a little more interesting, to give it a new dimension. Let me give you an example. So I already played the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how it would be if it was just the regular, blocked chords. So let's use a couple more chords here. I only added really in 2 chords there, but it really does kind of make a big difference. So let me just show you the chords I did. So I did a regular C chord in a root position, but then what I did was I moved up to the first inversion. So this is C in the root position, right? So C is on the bottom, but then what I did is when I moved it to the first inversion, which means you bring the C from the bottom up to the top. So now you have the E as the bottom note, and what that does is it gives a sense of elevation, so you're moving up. So it's like you're ascending in the song, right? So if that's the bass note now, it's still a C major chord, it's just that it has a different bass note, so it sounds a little bit different. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So that's the F chord, same as normal. And what you can do here is instead of going back to the roots, you can go back to the first inversion. Okay? Now what I did here was an A7 chord. Okay, so what that is A, C sharp, and E, and then G. So dominant 7th, A major chord. A7, okay? which transitions well to D minor, because the dominant 7th of D minor is A7. Okay, so one more time. C, first inversion, F, C, right? So there's the A7, D minor. And now what you can do here is D, and so that's dominant 7th chord of C major, but B is on the bottom now, so D minor, G7, C, A minor, D, G, G7, C. So in this part, I'm actually adding a couple more chords here. So let me do it for you one more time. Okay, here we go. All right? That's basically the 2 tips I can give you. So number 1, let's just recap. Repeat some of the notes that you're playing in the chords. So break up the chords a little bit so it gives you more motion, right? And it adds a little bit more interest. The second tip is to add more chords, make it more interesting, add some, add another dimension to it, give it some more life. Instead of just playing it as a regular tune or how you would normally hear it, these 2 tips will give you a little more recognition as, someone who kind of knows what they're doing, right? So instead of just playing tunes by themselves that are, I don't want to say boring, but not as interesting, these can kind of help you with that. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Big thanks to audible.com for making this episode possible. You can check them out for a free ebook using the link down below in the description. You get a free audiobook as well as a 30-day trial if you use the link. Audible has some awesome audiobooks, and so please definitely check it out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.